This story comes to us from theguardian.com. This one's from across the pond, wherever Hertfordshire is. If you know where Hertfordshire is, across the pond. For us Americans, it's across the pond. So this one, I'm giving you this not only because it involves a police officer, but I'm also giving you this one because there are so many. This was like the story of the day on Google. Like when I pulled up stories to look at for police, there was like 15 of this guy all the way down the page. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But also you're going to see some, continuity between the police across the pond and American law enforcement. So, some of the same philosophy. But a metropolitan police officer, as they call a Met officer, has been revealed as a serial rapist who's committed more than 71 serious sexual offenses, despite the force being told of repeated allegations over 2 decades that he was a threat to women. So for over 2 decades, over 20 years, they've been saying, this guy's a threat to women. And the Met police are like, he's just a police officer, no bid. Go your way now, bollocks. But PC David Carrick, an armed officer in the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Command, admitted on Monday to 49 counts, some detailing multiple offenses against 12 women. This guy admitted to 49 counts. Admitted to it. Like, yeah, I did it. Police and prosecutors say he exploited his position as a Met police officer to lure women, then terrorize them into staying silent about his sexual attacks and degradation of them. And that's where they get it, is they degrade these women so that they won't come forward and speak because they're embarrassed. They're humiliated, and so they don't want to talk about it. That's how these people get over. The scale of offending by Carrick, 48 years old, spanning 17 years, makes him one of the worst sexual offenders in modern criminal history. Wow. He did plead guilty to the final offenses against him on Monday at Southwark Crown Court. Not sure where that's at exactly. It's over there. Allowing reporting restrictions to be lifted. So now there's no more reporting restrictions. They can talk about it because he did plead guilty to his final offenses. It can now be revealed, they're saying, that Met has admitted errors in failing to spot Carrick's escalating danger during his 20 years service. Of course they errors in failing to spot his danger. Even though people were telling him, look, this guy's a threat to women. Hey, he's a bobby. Shut up, you no-bid. Go back to work, governor. The force was told about 9 incidents, from 2000 to 2021, including 8 alleged attacks or clashes Carrick had with women before the arrest that led to his convictions. He had clashes with people already saying this guy's a danger to women. Still a cop, right? And then they go through it. It goes down a little bit. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. But the court earlier heard that before one alleged attack on a woman in September of 2020, Carrick, who's from Stevenage in Hertfordshire, flashed his police warrant card to make the woman feel safe, bragged about Guardian, the Prime Minister, and said his work nickname was Bastard Dave. Now that's an English name for you. Bastard Dave. You bastard. I'm trying not to do the English thing, but I can't get away from it. Other victims he admits attacking were warned that if they spoke out about raping him and sexually assaulting him, they would not be believed because he was a police officer. That sounds very American, doesn't it? No one's going to believe you. I'm a cop. No one's going to believe you. That's why you have to have video. But no one will believe that guy. He's a cop. No one's going to believe me. Well, will they believe video? Remember that. That's why you record the police. Moving on. He verbally abused the women, calling one his slave, and used sexual violence to degrade them, including urinating on some of the women. I hope they put this guy in pop. I really do. DCI Ian Moore, who led the investigation into Carrick by Hertfordshire police, said he invested time in developing relationships with women to sustain his appetite for degradation and control. The coercive nature of his offending undermined his victims in the most destructive way. Yeah, any sexual offense is destructive in so many ways. Physical, emotional, mental, physiological. It deals with your blood pressure, your heart. Now, he goes on to say that Ian Moore here, many of the rape offenses came with violence against the victim who would have been physically injured. So he's trying to scare them into not talking. Now, after more than a year of pre-trial hearings covered by tight reporting restrictions, Carrick pleaded guilty to the final 6 charges, having pleaded guilty in December to 43 other charges. 49 counts, this guy. Was a cop for 20 years. I believe it. And this ain't even America. This is across the pond. But it's a really long story. That's probably why it flooded Google, because it's so long. Oh my God, it is so long. And there's a lot of comments here and statements made by people, including Yvette Cooper, the Shadow Home Secretary. What the hell is the Shadow Home Secretary? That sounds, yeah, I'm the Shadow Home Secretary. What do? It's a secret. It's confidential. I can tell you, but they don't have to kill you. I don't know, but she makes a statement there and talks about other things there. Look, always record the police all the time. A guy flashes a badge, start recording. Well, they won't let me. They're going to let me have my cell phone. Turn on your audio and say, I'm audio recording that from my records. If he turns it off, go, oh, why'd you do that? That was evidence.